All right, okay, so this is Identify the Coaching Cycle. This is Lily Schaefer, social studies teacher, whoop, whoop,
Hi.
who has agreed to be my subject for this part of the project. Okay, so the first step is to identify current reality. So we're gonna get a couple of scenarios here. So you need to imagine you're on an island. And on an island off in the distance, as you can see, there's an island that has a lot of resources. That's a good place to be. And it's potentially better than the island you're on now. And so the question is, what do you do about it? So there's a couple of scenarios. So I'm going to run you through them here real quick. Scenario one is the fast swimmer. He's called the fast swimmer because as soon as he sees the island, he's out of here. That's our fast swimmer.
Okay.
He's just going. Okay? That's character one.
That's great. Okay.
Scenario two is what we call, I'll see in a second, his name is the shark spotter. So notice my man who is a fast swimmer didn't quite think it all the way through. So the shark spotter.
Oh
guys
no,
will-
did he die?
Well, he's okay. He's
Okay.
okay. It's a family show. Okay, so he's got his little binoculars.
I'm into the storyline now.
And he's looking, so, but look, he's checking things out. He's
Okay,
looking around for
good.
trouble.
Gotcha.
And he sees the shark. He waits till the
Uh-huh.
shark is gone. Once the shark is gone, my man has made a plan. He's calculated. And now he's going to go for it.
Okay.
So now he's off to the island, what have you. Our third type of person is what we call, let's see if we can get this going right here. He is a flagpole hugger.
Oh.
He is not leaving that island for any reason whatsoever.
Gotcha.
Change is bad.
Gotcha.
They could be, and it's any change is bad. I mean, they're going to stay where they are no matter what. They have their little flag. You can set that bad boy on fire. They are not going anywhere. Your flagpole hugger is going to stay on the island no matter what. So here's the deal. All three of these people have value.
Yeah.
The fast swimmer, somebody's got to be first. The shark spotter, somebody has to see like the ins and the outs and things about what's going on. And then the third character, the flagpole hugger, they're sticking to traditions. They're doing actually what works. So change is scary, and it's not always good. So the question is, coming up in big letters, which one are you? If you got to categorize yourself as a fast swimmer, a shark spotter, or a flagpole hugger, which one do you think you would be?
Shark spotter,
Shark spotter, okay.
I think.
Why do you think shark spotter?
Because I will really weigh out the potential benefits and negatives before I try something.
Okay, so really studying it before you do it.
Yeah, usually, yes.
Okay, all right, okay. I think it's fair. I would put you in that category too. I think I'm a shark spotter too. I think Tay was a legit.
He was a fast
He was
swimmer.
beyond a fast swimmer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do real quick is talk about the lesson you sent me. So I looked at it, the video of the Google Slides. So it was a Google Slide presentation over Reconstruction and
Yep.
Reconstruction notes, and there was an Ed puzzle over those notes also, where you work with kids in breakout rooms too. Talked about work they were missing. It was a really good lesson, and I learned a lot about Reconstruction I did not know. I guess a critique I would have is it seemed to be a little teacher-centric. That was, aside from that, I thought it was a really good lesson. So I thought that was a really strong lesson. So just some questions about that lesson. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, how would you rank that lesson? What do you think it is?
3.
A 3, okay.
3.
Why would you give it a rank of a 3?
Because it felt like the kids kind of doing the same thing twice, but just through different platforms.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, all right. What did you like best about the lesson?
The content.
Okay.
So it exposed them to a lot of content efficiently.
Okay, a lot of content efficiently. Okay, and so why is getting a lot of content important?
Because of the pace of virtual learning.
Okay.
So with state testing back on, it's important to move through content as quickly as possible.
Okay, so move as quickly as possible. Okay, all right. What would you change about that particular lesson to make it closer to a 10, like something that you think would just be an amazing lesson?
So I would incorporate opportunities for them to either apply historical thinking skills to, so maybe it's the Google Slides and then they do document analysis comparing to different historian perspectives, or like with Reconstruction, maybe they develop their own plan for Reconstruction before they look at what the actual Reconstruction plans were.
Okay, so create their own. Okay, so a little bit of forecasting. Oops. Okay. All right, let's hit the button accidentally. what would your students be doing differently if your class was a 10? So instead of just like the plan, like what would your students be doing? So you told me a little bit about what you'd like for them to be doing. How would they be doing it, I guess?
I would love for them to create, like use Adobe Spark or something to create their plans, or, using some sort of technology platform to synthesize their learning.
Okay. Synthesize their learning. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. And so tell me what that change would look like. So they're synthesize their learning. Like, what does that really mean?
So I think, pulling together, contents throughout the course, applying what they've learned to, how does Reconstruction apply to what we learned? How does Reconstruction apply to what's happening now?
Okay.
So particularly in the, looking back at, what happened on January 6th, and so much of Reconstruction was cited by people who gave speeches and, who were victims of that event, like helping them apply that to current day.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, no, I like that.
Make
Okay.
relevancy.
Make it relevant. Okay, all right, nice. Okay. How would you measure that change? How would you quantify the connection that the kids are making? How would you know they're making that?
They would demonstrate it somehow. Whether it was they would write about it, they would talk about it. They would be doing something. They would be actively demonstrating their knowledge in some way. What and exactly what form? I don't know. I don't know what that would look
Okay, that's fair. Okay,
Yeah.
good. That's what we're trying to figure out. So that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay.
And that's why I ask you.
Okay. All right. So we're going to talk about setting a goal. So this is good. So this is our leapfrog here. So
Fantastic.
so as far as setting a goal, we're using peers. A goal should be powerful, which makes a difference in children's lives. It should be easy, meaning simple, clear, easy to understand. So you don't have a really super complicated goal. It should also be emotionally compelling, something that matters to you. A lot of people just say goals like, I'm going to get a higher attendance rate. Like,
Yeah.
is that really what we're after? Like, what are we trying to do? So it should be something important to you. It should be something that's actually doable also. Everybody's going to pass the EOCT. It may not, it's a great hope,
Yeah.
but not necessarily, what we're going to get.
Yep.
And then last but not least, it should be student focused. So it addresses like student achievement improvements or something like that. So we're going to come back to this acronym here in a second, because I guess we're going to go back to it right now. Can you think of some ideas, like what would a good goal for your use of technology be, as far as I'm getting all the letters back up here again. If I hit it one time too many, we're in trouble. Okay. So what do you think would be like a good goal with a project or utilizing technology?
I would love to develop lessons or projects where the kids are engaging with augmented reality.
Okay.
I think they will be really into that. I think it'll be really exciting for them because it'll be something new. They haven't done it before.
Okay.
And I would love for them to use that to demonstrate, like that would be their summative assessment. Like
Okay.
that's how they're demonstrating their knowledge.
Okay, so I'm just looking at our acronym here. So yeah, definitely hits a lot of those. Motion compelling, easy, straightforward. Okay, yeah, okay. I like it. So what is it? Why do you think the AR would be a good vehicle for them, by the way?
Well, one, there are some apps that you've shown me that I think are accessible both to our kids who are going to come back in the building and the kids who are at home. So
Okay.
it will translate across environments.
Okay.
I think that it's a simple process that ultimately will produce a product that looks really freaking cool.
Okay.
And I think the kids will be really into that. Like, they'll get excited about that. And if they are excited about it, then they'll engage in a more meaningful way.
Okay. Okay. So generate excitement through technology. I like it. Okay. All right. How can we put this goal into a sentence or two? How can we? So everything you said, getting excited, synthesizing. How do we get that into a sentence?
Creating a project or mini project utilizing augmented reality as a summative assessment.
Okay. That's pretty intense. Okay.
That's a lot.
I like it. It is a lot.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. I should be writing this down, but I'm not. But that's okay.
Okay.
But I'll revisit that, and we'll talk about like what it is, and kind of simplifying a little bit maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that a lot. It's really good. Okay. If you could hit that goal, would it really matter to you? So we got student buy-in. It'd be they're synthesizing something. I'm going to ask you. So who cares? What does it matter to you if you really accomplish that goal?
If they're excited about it, then I think I've accomplished something. Like, so many kids come in and say, well, I've learned all of this before. But they haven't. There's so much that they haven't learned before. And getting them to just engage with the content. And if technology is what gets them to engage with the content, then I'm here for it.
Okay. Nice. Okay. All right. What teaching strategy or tools can you use to hit your goals? So you mentioned some augmented reality, some tools. What are some of the tools you would be thinking about?
So you showed me the AR Maker.
Right, AR Maker.
And then, they would have to have like a way to, import the images or the clip art or whatever it is they use in the AR Maker.
Yeah.
They would certainly have to have the content knowledge. They'd have to have access to a device that can handle the app.
Okay, yep. That's me and the iPad cart, yep.
Yep.
Okay, all right, okay. So far so good.
Okay.
So next steps. So I know one of the next steps is me. I gotta make sure we have the iPad cart. What are some of the other steps that need to take place?
I need to go back and practice with AR Maker, make sure I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
So that I can show the kids. And then, kind of discussing with you for the kids at home. What do we do for the kids at home?
Okay, yep, okay.
Because does AR Maker work on iPhone? Does it work on?
Yes.
It does.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll have to talk about that. And finding the right content for it. I think, Reconstruction might not necessarily be the right content for AR Maker, but potentially as we move into imperialism or world wars, it could be.
Okay, yep. Gotcha, yeah. Okay, yeah, because creating the environment and things. Okay. All right. So, recap. So, what is the new goal? We said it was synthesizing knowledge through augmented reality. What tools or strategy will we use? We said AR Maker, content knowledge, and maybe looking at imperialism as our time frame. Okay. So there we go. So I think we're off to a really good start.
Yeah.
And so I got to figure out what I'm supposed to do next as far as this project's concerned. But we'll probably meet up again in a couple of weeks and see where we are in the implementation process.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you for doing this.
You're welcome, Mr.
I appreciate it. All right. And we'll do this again in a couple of weeks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Boom. All right. Thank you. All right. And that's a wrap.